Hey, how's it going, fellas? Jonas Polson, Director of Training here for Triarc Training Programs under Triarc Systems. Just coming to you here today to talk about a couple things with some of their Glocks that they have in their line, in their inventory. Just kind of wanted more focus specifically on the one Glock 17 that I have that I utilize for my training applications when I'm out there working with students to enhance their marksmanship and performance capabilities there. Within that, you have several different options under the Triarc line, all to the individual consumer on whether it's personal application to home to defense or to your law enforcement and military application and operations there. With the Glock 17 here, originally started out as a Gen 3 pistol, and I was fortunate enough, Triarc could come in and help me out and then kind of make some upgrades there on just making it more operating pistol system for my needs and my continuous application. Stating here on the 17, they did a couple different things here to get the gun once I got it brand new. Kind of starting back from the rear. I normally like to have magazines, with extension of base pads, extra rounds, in addition to also having a little added weight to the magazine to assist me on my speed reload, so I clear this obstacle out like once the gun goes to slide lock. On the grip itself, I'm not a real big fan. I got different size hands or bigger hands than normal for most people. I mean, it helps me out on gripping the pistol, but at the same time, never really formulated with that magical lineup there that Glock has, on the front strap where your fingers are going to wrap around. So I asked them to shave that off completely. They did so, and then in addition to it, they added on these silicone front and back straps to the rear of the handgun and also to the front strap right here as a grip enhancer. It's really worked well with me on assisting on my grip management outside of the stippling on sweaty days. If I don't have to be wearing gloves, or if I am wearing gloves, definitely grips into that leather right there, so I can get that good positive firing hand control grip on the pistol itself. In terms of the durability of the silicone front and back straps, with the grit that's in there, it's kind of like a skateboard tape. There was a time about 2 years ago when they first started doing this up, and I was fortunate enough to get one of their 34s and then had it out there in Maui, Hawaii, where myself and a few other guys were delivering some training. But we were up there in the canyons and literally had the pistol saturated in water for like a whole week. And with the texturing and the materials that's utilized for that, it didn't degrade it whatsoever. So I was very, very happy about that. That can go over constant wet conditions and then still be able to have that grittiness that you want to assist you with your grip management. Moving on up, you can kind of see the stippling here on the pistol. For this pistol, I asked for just kind of more of a light stippling. You can get a more of an aggressive one, just depending on what you like. For the trigger guard, we have the double reduction on the trigger guard. Get one, directly underneath the trigger guard itself, and then coming up here where the trigger guard kind of formulates into the front strap of the grip right there on the pistol. Having that, reduction, just able to choke up a little bit higher up on that pistol to give a little bit more points of contact for stability control there on your recoil management. Have a Dawson sights here on the pistol. I asked for a sight system that here on the end, it just broke the plane enough where in the event the red dot sight did not work, I could easily transfer to the iron sights and be able to pick up the iron sights right away without filling up the entire window of the RMR. Moving forward, you have your standard Triarc, reduction that they do on their slides, stippling here on the front and then also the rear to be able to grip. And, been very happy in terms of the depth and then the spacing on that, barehanded or with gloves. I haven't had any kind of issues, even when my hands have been very sweaty, on being able to grab that slide and manipulate it for whatever the reason is that I have to grab it. The advantage with the barrels on it, they used a single edge polygonal, cutting edge technology on there for the rifling. And, within that, been able to kind of bring in the accuracy a lot more. And so tried very different stages of shooting on it, from speed to slow aim fires at various distances, even going out to 50 yards and freestanding, and was finding that to be consistent on my grouping, hitting within a 12 to 12 region on a silhouette target there at that distance and such. And And so going from that to a supported position and then seeing how types the groupings were, I was very, very happy with the performance of the barrel. For the trigger on the gun itself, I like to use the McNeely. You kind of have a little bit of that flat base on the trigger. It's not rounded. And on the McNeely, you have points of adjustments on there that you can have. One to kind of reduce down the path of travel, and then also to ensure that your trigger squeeze feels a lot more smoother and crisp versus like being a little bit gritty on the pull, especially once you hit that wall and you're trying to slowly bleed the trigger pull back for a slow aim shot, or it could be do a low percentage shot, or even just rapid fire multiple rounds and stuff. And just the consistency of how the trigger goes back and moves forward and resets. Been very happy with that. One of the things additionally, that I like a lot, that Triarc has is just really just the array. All the concepts have been proven, been tried, reassessed, looked at, applied. What are the best products there to be able to apply the Triarc weapon system itself? Because they take a lot of pride in terms of how they create the weapon systems, the precision of them, and the durability. And so any additional parts or accessories that you can put on it, they're going to pick the very best there for you. As I stated, there are different options, and that also goes with the color coding. As you guys can see, there's a couple different ones here, and they have a few different variations on the Cerakote for the camo patterns for those people that are interested in that. And they're basically able to accommodate for any model series there that's in the Glock line. Again, my name is Jonas Polson, Director of Training here for Triarc Systems. Come check us out in terms of the awesome weapons that they make here. Also, additionally, with the different training opportunities, these things will be able to be value added into your tool bag right there to be able to keep pushing forward on your mission sets.